In this video, we got another episode of the series where I rate and improve your guys' teams. You guys will send me your teams on Twitter at xevantanaka, and I'll give you guys my best suggestions for your team and give you guys a rating 1 through 10. Also, guys, comment down below on the YouTube video. Let me know what your guys' squads are looking like, and let me know how much MT you guys have, and I'll respond to all the comments and let you guys know my suggestions and my rating 1 through 10. But looking at the first team here of the video, it is going to be from F-Gun. He's on next gen, and he'll have around 200,000 MT. Let me know what I can improve. So looking at his squad here, I mean, a very decent team. Like, he has Wilton and B, 2 really good centers. He has 2 good small forwards, Carmelo and Kawhi. I think overall this team is very solid. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I think the 2 positions you definitely should be upgrading is your backup point guard and your backup power forward. You'll have 200,000 MT, so you can definitely make some upgrades. I think for your point guard position, a really good option is going to be that Diamond D-Wade. If you maybe want to save up for a John Morant, that might not be a bad idea as well. He's definitely going to be a lot better than Baron Davis. For your power forward spot, there's not too many options you can go with. I think Robert Horry is a good option, but I think a guy like AK-47 could be a really good power forward option as well. So those are kind of the 2 positions I would improve, but other than that, a very good looking squad. Looking at the next team here, coming in from Zach, he's on PlayStation current gen, and he's got 1.8 million MT, and he won't be able to get the 5th centerpiece this season. So looking at his squad here, he's got a very good starting lineup, and he's got a very decent bench as well. I would say your starting lineup is a lot better than your bench, so we're just mainly going to focus on your bench lineup. Starting lineup though, I mean, overall team, I would probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, not going to touch the starting lineup at all. For the bench though, I mean, we got D-Mitch, who's really good. We got Larry Johnson, who's really good. And then Dikembe is decent. I would say if you want to build the best possible team, or like the best possible suggestions, I would get Kevin Garnett for your backup center and then have Larry Johnson at that backup 4. For the small 4 position, I would definitely go with a guy like Carmelo Anthony. And then that's it. That's probably what you guys, probably what you should do. Maybe get a guy like Latrell Sprewell. Maybe get a guy like Benedict Mathurin to play over Danny Green. But yeah, I think if you have like Donovan Mitchell, Latrell Sprewell, Carmelo Anthony, let's say Larry Johnson, and then Kevin Garnett, I think that'll make your bench a lot better. And then obviously you can maybe start KG over a guy like Sabonis. Looking at the next team here, coming in from Francisco Frias, he's got 500,000 MT, looking to build the best team for unlimited/online, open to any different lineup constructions. And lastly, can't decide between Diamond Chet or Emmy Aldridge for the backup center. Looking at his squad here, I mean, he's got a very decent team all around. I'd probably give this squad a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. He's wondering if he should go Chet or LaMarcus Aldridge for the backup center spot. I would say LaMarcus is probably better at that center position, but what I would do is move Batum to your backup 3, I should say. Start Robert Horry at that power forward spot, and then have Diamond Chet as your backup power forward. I think Chet and LaMarcus Aldridge is not that bad of a combo. I think for this lineup though, you could definitely use a guy like AK-47, whether you want to play him at power forward over Robert Horry, whether you want to play him at backup small forward over a guy like Kawhi. I think AK-47 is a must-have card in this lineup. Like I said, whether it's over Kawhi, whether it's over Robert Horry, and then I think also Carmelo Anthony could be a really good option as well. So I'd say to build your best possible team, I would go Russ, Latrell, Scottie Pippen, AK, and Sabonis. And then off the bench, I would go D-Mitch, Danny Green, I would probably go Carmelo Anthony, and then I would go Robert Horry and LaMarcus Aldridge, or maybe go Chet over Robert Horry. I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge, definitely a better center than a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge, definitely better than Chet. Looking at the next team here, coming in from our boy Type 1 Lazarus. He's got 1 million MT, and he's just got a flex squad. He's got obviously one of the best teams in the game. This is going to be probably a 9.5. close to a 10 out of 10. If we want to be specific, probably more like a 9.8, 9.9. Obviously, there's like 1 or 2 maybe suggestions. Like, I like Cade over John Morant. Obviously, I know he likes Ja probably more than Cade. So for me, I'd probably just replace Cade with John Morant. But once again, that just comes down to preference. But obviously, one of the best teams in the game. Next squad here coming in from Devonte. I think it's Devonte. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. He's got 700,000 MT and a centerpiece and elite franchise moment away from Jermaine O'Neal. So he's going to get Jermaine O'Neal pretty quick. So what I'd say, once you get Jermaine, put him to your backup center spot right? So your two centers will be Alonzo Mourning and Jermaine. For your power forwards, I would go Sean Kemp and Larry Johnson. So start Sean Kemp at that power forward spot and then have Larry Johnson at the backup 4. I think once you do that, your squad already becomes a lot better. But overall, I mean, this team's probably an 8.5 out of 10. And then buying cards, I don't think you really have to spend too much MT. I think you should kind of just hold it for the next season, because once you make those changes, you get Jermaine O'Neal at the backup center, and then you have Larry Johnson and Sean Kemp as your two power forwards. I think the squad is very, very elite. I mean, sure, maybe you could get a guy like KG. He's definitely gonna be better than Jermaine or better than Alonzo. You can maybe make some small upgrades, but you're gonna have to spend a lot of MT to do so. So I'd probably just do those couple changes, like move your power forwards around once you get Jermaine, and then I would say hold your MT for the next season. Looking at the next squad here, coming in from Lamar, he's got 115,000 MT, or at least around that amount. Looking at his squad, I mean, he's got a very good team. At least, you know, starting lineup, I like Cade, Luka, Pippen, Kemp, and Sabonis. And then even off the bench, he's got Russ, Wally Zerbiak, Larry Johnson, Banchero, and Joakim Noah. I would say probably an 8 out of 10. Not as good as the last squad, so I would say 8 out of 10 for this team. Looking at the bench though, I think we want to upgrade the backup 4 and the backup 5 spot. So what you could do is, I would say for your backup center, you only have 115,000 MT, so you really can't buy, you know, that good of a card. You can't get a Bosch, you can't get an Embiid, you can't get a KG. But if you want to go for another inside, I think DeAndre Jordan is a lot better than Joakim Noah. If you kind of want to go to a stretch big, then I would probably go for LaMarcus Aldridge. It might seem like LaMarcus Aldridge super cheap, doesn't seem like that good of a card, but he's actually one of the best budget centers in the game if you want a popper. So if you want a popper, I would go LaMarcus Aldridge. If you want an inside, I would definitely get DeAndre Jordan. Now for your power forward spot, I'd move Larry Johnson to the 4, and then I pick up a small forward, whether you want to go AK-47 as your lock, which is probably what I would do, or you can maybe go Carmelo Anthony if you do want some more offense. But I think for this bench, AK-47 at the 3 and then Larry Johnson at the 4, with either LaMarcus Aldridge or DeAndre Jordan at that backup 5 spot. But overall, a very good looking squad. Next team here comes in from DVG, and he's one centerpiece away to get Jermaine O'Neal, and I just used Jalen Green and Jabari because I'm a Rockets fan. I think their cards are good. Definitely looking for a backup point guard. Yeah, point guard, at least at the backup spot, definitely needs to be upgraded. Starting lineup, I'm not going to change. Like I said, I would get rid of Jabari, but if you're a Rockets fan, 100% then use Jabari Smith. Overall though, very good starting lineup. I give this team probably maybe another 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5, 8, somewhere in that range. Probably give him an 8 out of 10. It's kind of got the same bench type of lineup. What I would do is just move Donovan Mitchell to your backup point guard. You don't even have to buy somebody. Just move D-Mitch to your backup point guard. And then there's so many good shooting guards in the game. There's Latrell Sprewell, there's Jason Richardson, there's Benedict Mathurin. All three of those guys are really, really good options. Even J.R. Smith is really good for that backup too. So get D-Mitch to the backup 1. And you got Jaylen Brown as well. So you could keep him at the 3 as your lock, or you could even move Jaylen Brown to your backup 2 and then look for a better small forward like a guy like AK, a guy like Carmelo Anthony. You could do that as well. And then for your backup, you know what I'd actually do? So for this lineup, what I would do, move D-Mitch to the backup 1, Jaylen Brown to the backup 2. For your small forward, I would get Carmelo Anthony. For your power forward, I would get AK-47. And then for your backup center, I would go with a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge, or you can maybe spend a lot more of your MT, get a guy like Kevin Garnett, Joel Embiid, or Chris Bosh. But if you want to go more budget route, then I'd go DeAndre Jordan, or I would go LaMarcus Aldridge. Looking at the next team here, coming in from Usera, probably just mispronounced that, but he's got 150,000 MT. Looking at a squad here, a decent budget team. I'm gonna probably give this a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. For your squad, I would say probably keep your starting lineup fairly the same. Once again, I would get LaMarcus Aldridge at that starting center spot, and then maybe move Paulo to the backup 4 with Tyson Chandler, because I do like Giannis, but I think Banchero is a little bit better next to a guy like Tyson Chandler, because obviously he's gonna give you more 3-point rating, or at least 3-point. He's gonna give you a better 3-point shooter at the 4, beside a guy like Tyson Chandler, who's obviously an inside big. So that's what I would do. Get LaMarcus Aldridge for your center position, move Banchero to the backup 4, and then for Kawhi Leonard in the bench, I like Jaden Ivey. I think you can maybe upgrade to a guy like D-Wade. I think Diamond D-Wade is basically Jaden Ivey on offense, but he's a lot better on defense. And then other than that, I mean, you can maybe get Benedict Mathurin to play over, Danny Green. You can maybe get AK-47 to play over Kawhi Leonard. That's probably what I would do. Get a guy like AK, and then maybe look to upgrade, Jaden Ivey to D-Wade. But other than that, a very good looking squad. Next team here comes in from Hypey. He's no money spent, got 400,000 MT, and he's one trophy away piece away from Big Z. So we're just gonna assume he has Big Z. MT, and let's say he's at that starting center position, I would probably get rid of Banchero. I don't really see a fit for him in this squad. I would have your 2 centers being Big Z once you get him, and then have LaMarcus Aldridge as your backup 5. For your power forwards, I do like Chet as the backup 4. You can maybe start Paulo if you want to, if you still like him a lot. Other than that though, I mean, team is very solid. I like your 1-2-3 combo on the bench and the starting lineup of D Rose, Latrell, Pippen, and then D Mitch, Benedict, and AK. I would keep that the exact same, and just have your 2 centers being Big Z and LaMarcus, and then look for a better power forward. Whether you want to go Carmelo, maybe that could be a decent option, or whether you want to keep Banchero, that is definitely going to be up to you. Now, looking at the last team here, comes in from Arbo. He's on current team. He got 240,000 MT. He's got another very good looking squad, a very good starting lineup. But what I would say is move Derrick Rose to the backup point guard position and get rid of Jane Ivey. What I would do is move Iguodala to the starting lineup at the starting 2. So your starting lineup would be D Mitch, Iggy, Pippen, Larry Johnson, and Big Z. And then off the bench, you would have D Rose. Move J.R. Smith to the backup 2. For small forward, get AK-47, or you can maybe even play Benedict Mathurin. For the power forward spot, I'm not the biggest fan of Jabari. I think even a guy like, you could go Carmelo or AK. So for example, there's a bunch of different things you could do. But what I would do is, like I said, point guard Derrick Rose, backup shooting guard J.R. Smith, backup small forward Carmelo Anthony, backup power forward AK-47, and then backup center DeAndre Jordan or LaMarcus Aldridge. Those would be my best suggestions for your squad. But overall, rating out of 10, probably an 8 to maybe 8.5. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' team's looking like, and let me know what you guys, how much MT you have and what your team's looking like. And I'll give you guys my best suggestions and a rating 1 through 10. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.